my badass boys and badass babes? It's your favorite bad girl of the Black Hills, Virgo the Vixen. And as always, hit those likes, subscribe buttons wherever they're at on your screen. Who cares? Before we go, I have an announcement. I have a sponsor. No, I'm just kidding. No sponsors. The Vixen doesn't have a sponsor. All right, just had to have a little fun with you. Okay, today's video, we are going to be talking about Shakespeare and Romeo and Juliet. Now, why am I talking about one of some people think that Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet is one of his greatest plays. I think it is one of the worst plays, in fact, the worst play he has ever written. Now, why am I trash talking Romeo and Juliet? This is the part that's going to start blowing up the comment section, which I kind of hope it does. All right, so let me kind of rewind the clock here. Okay, here's what's happening. Okay, in my little hometown, my community, we have what we call Shakespeare Sundays, okay? It's Shakespeare in the Park, basically our version of it. All right, so we have about maybe 6, 7 troops throughout the year. They rotate because, let's face it, it's not easy for rehearsals, setting up for a new play. And they have one every week. So that gives time for, like 6, 7, weeks. So that way you prepare for another one. Or they get more, who cares? But point is, they bring in a lot of troops to perform each week. Each week a different troupe, each week a different Shakespeare play. Now, they don't tell you, okay? They don't have a lineup of which plays. It's all secret. So you have to pay $20. You can sit on the lawn, you can be with your loved ones or your family, or a bottle of wine, in my case, a large bottle of wine. Okay, just keep that in mind. That's going to play an important role in this story. All right, so they don't tell you what the play is. Now, like I said, for the record, I like Macbeth, I like Julius Caesar, and that's what I was hoping with. I think they would start, it's like in the back of my mind thinking, okay, they're going to start out something strong. These are some of their Shakespeare's finest plays. All right, so I bought a ticket. It's like, hey, I like Shakespeare. I mean, I also love Taming the Shrew, but we won't debate Shakespeare right now. This is not the, how can I say this politely? This is not the YouTube channel for that. Anyways, like the title said, the first play was by our local, community theater troupe, and they were doing Romeo and Juliet. Okay, this is where I was grateful for the bottle of wine. Why do I not like Romeo and Juliet? Okay, I'm going to shock everyone. I don't like Romeo and Juliet, okay? This is why. To me, Romeo is a little punk bitch. You heard what the Vixen said. Romeo is a punk bitch who needs to man up. Juliet, however, is a gold-digging hoe, all right, who has a bigger pair of cojones than, well, let's just say her boyfriend, Romeo, okay? Yes, I know the story. They're in love. They're from families that hate each other, and they never will like each other. And in the end, they commit suicide to get away from their horrible families. Okay, I get the gist of the story. I don't like it. To me, Romeo should have just manned up, told his mom and dad, hey, I love this woman. This woman loves me. I don't care. Keep your damn money. Man up, Romeo. Find your ball sack. Let it drop out of your body and take your woman and run off. Be a man. Juliet, stop being a gold-digging hoe. Okay, this is the only man that I think wants you, in my opinion. You might have some other ones, but this is the only one who's willing to fight for you. Or at least he says he is, which is more than some of those other guys, but I'm just throwing it out there. So anyways, that's my take on, first of all, why I don't like them. Now, let's get back to the story and the bottle of wine. And this is going to be important. That bottle of wine helped make the night go by a lot more entertaining. Let's just say that. And it wasn't a small bottle. It was a rather large bottle of a certain red wine. And thank God I had it. And for the record, I didn't have a glass. Okay, so maybe I'm a little trailer park trash princess on this one. I was just jugging it straight from the bottle. Yeah, no sophistication. I'm at Shakespeare in the Park, you know, like you gotta have a glass. Not the vixen, just down from the bottle. All right, so the play goes on, and I am having wine. I am not sipping the wine. I am gulping the wine just so I can stand this play. All right, and maybe I gulped a little too much because I start to become the peanut gallery for the play. You know, you always have the smart asses in the group who likes to make side comments, you know, like the hecklers and stuff. I was it. I'll be the first to admit, I was the a-hole. I was the drunk a-hole. And I had the audience laughing, which only perpetuated my a-holeness to even greater ends. All right, there's a part in the movie, I should say the scene in the play where Romeo is, just, I don't know where he was, I forgot. Anyways, Juliet's calling him, Romeo, oh Romeo, where art thou, Romeo? And I may have had one or two many sips at this point of the wine. I can't remember where on the bottle I was at. I would have to say anywhere between, I'm going to just be generous and say maybe a half a bottle later when we're at this scene. And I yell out, yo, Romeo, answer the woman, you little bitch. We're trying to watch a play here. Apparently, you're not supposed to say things like that when you're watching Shakespeare in the Park. Oh yeah, that got too, It got a few laughs. You could tell the actress playing Juliet was kind of sneering a little bit, but she kept in character. All right, so we're getting to the scene. You know, I'm drinking a lot more wine. And finally, when you get to the scene where they kill each other, I just won't go over the graphic detail, but needless to say, you can read the book and I'll let you decide, read the play, whatever. They kill themselves. And I'm not proud of this detail. This is what I did. I stood up with, I think, the empty bottle of wine at this point because it felt really light and I was feeling really, really happy. I go, thank God they killed themselves. I couldn't take much more of this melodrama. Woo, thank you, Lord. Now I have to watch them. They should have started the play off. It would have been so much better. You can't say these sort of things at a play with Romeo and Juliet. At this point, my assholeness got me kicked out and pretty much banned for the whole entire season because apparently you can't drink. And my excuse was, yes, you can drink. You should be drinking at these sort of things. Made the night go by a whole lot better for me. It was worth the $20 again thrown out for the whole entire season. Anyways, I'm not done with the video. All right, so as I've stated, Romeo and Juliet, not big fans of. But I have an alternative ending. You heard it, the vixen. You know what? People have told me in the audience, I do remember this because I wasn't totally buzzed. If you're so smart, why don't you write a different ending? And you know what? The vixen did. I'm going to tell you my ending. Okay, here's what happened. Romeo actually manned up. He took Juliet. They faked their death. Whatever. I don't care. I faked, fake death. It worked. Both families are grieving. Romeo takes Juliet and they run away to Portugal. You heard me. They run away to Lisbon, Portugal. Where? And you have to understand this. 10 years has passed since the fated incident of their quote-unquote deaths. Romeo is working as a stable boy. Juliet is a stay-at-home mom with 3 kids, 2 daughters and a little baby boy. And let me just put it this way. Pregnancy has not been kind to Juliet. I'm just being polite here. I'm trying not to sound bad, but let's just say pregnancy did not quite, help out her beautiful figure any. Neither does having multiple children. Trust me, it does something to the girls. I won't get into too graphic with detail. Anyways, Romeo, he works all day for the little pay he gets to support his family. But before he comes home, he stops off in the bar to flirt with the serving girl, Wendy. You heard me, the serving wench, Wendy. He flirts with her. Juliet, however, is eyeing the beautiful, young, how do I say this? A merchant from Venice called Giovanni Rodrigo. That's it, Giovanni Rodrigo. I couldn't remember the name. And she's been eyeing him like he's a piece of meat dangling on a hook at a market. Oh yeah, she wants to get some of that. And so, through a series of misadventures, where Romeo's hitting on, Wendy, we have Juliet trying to basically hunt down Giovanni. And it kind of, plays out, like I said, and I wrote this, I haven't got all the details yet, but, there's some, misunderstandings, missed things get crazy, but at the end, Romeo realizes that he still loves Juliet, and Juliet realizes that, hey, you know what, I can't get Giovanni, but Romeo ain't that bad. I know, it's not the love story that we all want to hear, but hey, they're together, they're happy, they have kids, so why not? Let's see how many angry comments I can get in the section below, okay? Let's see what kind of angry comments I can get. So today's lesson is this. Don't, if you're going to some form of Shakespeare in the park, bring a bottle of wine. Also bring a glass. For some odd reason, you do look a little bit trashy when you're drinking straight from the bottle, and you want to have a degree of sophistication when you drink from the bottle. Also, when people are heckling you, do it in a Shakespearean, last thing, do it in a Shakespearean style. And they're heckling you, and you can say, "Thy mother, whose pleasure zone has serviced more men than the 3rd Regimental Army." You can see Shakespearean, that's a nice way of saying your mother has slept with the entire fucking army. So, whatever works. Anyways, my badass boys and badass babes, who's your vixen? Bye-bye.